bright pumpkin Halloween t-shirt because I'm such a fucking faggot. Welcome to episode 22 of Often Beat. I am your host, Clint Nelson. So, why do you watch Guardians in the Galaxy? To learn the origin of your family history. Why do you watch Guardians of the Galaxy? To learn the origin of your family history. Because you have to go back to your Groots. You have to go back to your Groots. Okay. I'm going to start out with a poem today. This one is called Damn. I Miss. Damn, I miss that smile of you. No one avoided being around you. I miss when you would wake up and actually look forward to the day ahead. It's been a long time since. I miss when the days didn't just run continuous in your head. Eating all the bread really seemed to condense. Being tired all the time. The irony is, all the gluten has crumbled your idea of what is well fed. Your motivation was pure, but you're living just to desire your bed. 'Cause you can lie on and to your thoughts. Ignore what's there to be had, 'cause life's easier that way. Maybe you don't miss the old you. You've embraced loneliness like a badge of honor. You prefer this because you become a self-fulfiller. No need to holler, but damn, I miss the old you. So if you want insight of what that is about, that is someone new self talking to their old self about their acceptance of who they are now. But they liked every aspect of their old life better. But for the way their life currently is, this way makes them more productive. This way makes them look at the world in a brighter view. Even though they're less happier. But they're questioning whether this is just a normal part of progression where this just happens over time. You're not going to be like your old self in a lot of ways, but there's better rewards for it. But man, on a daily basis, it sucks because your naivety has left you and reality has set in of what you need to do to be who you want to be. And it's just a person battling that with themselves. You could think of it as like a current state of reality, talking to your old self-conscious, even though I don't really like getting that deep. It's just, I like think it's just one person talking to themselves about, damn, I miss the way I used to be, even though my new self makes me better in different ways, but I was much happier in my old self. But anyways, I felt like that was very essential to what I want to talk today, because I want to talk about the word essential. Yeah, look, we have, over this past year, we have kept hearing the word essential worker, right? It's funny how a lot of people who love to use that term now, oh, we appreciate y'all's essential workers out there. And I'm not talking about the doctors, the EMSs. We're not talking about people that are literally saving lives out here. Firefighters, police officers, even though that would be tricky these days for a lot of things. But people that are serving the community, health and well-being, and safety. Because no one looks down on anyone that does those type of jobs. And if you do, fuck you. But I'm talking about how all of a sudden we created the word essential workers for people who work jobs that people in everyday life before this pandemic started would not call essential. It would be quite the opposite. They would look at these people as less than. I'm talking about the fast food workers. I'm talking about delivery drivers. I am talking about people that work in grocery stores. I am talking about people that work in basically minimum wage jobs, people that work in delivery jobs. You can even throw UPS in there. I think most people would say they're pretty essential for a lot of things. Like, I don't know, delivering your fucking packages in your mail. But I want to focus on the word how somehow we are essential now. As someone who has been a delivery driver for a brief point in their lives. It's funny how in everyday life, typically, people would say, man, he could do better for himself. You know, he can be better than that. People that have very judgmental ideas of people that work these jobs. We have stereotypes, you get into that rabbit hole. We have our judgments on people that work these type of jobs. Oh, these people, they're dumb. These people are people who fail their life. These are people who don't have goals. These are people who live in a world where they're delusional about their self-value. They are not valuable to society. You work at etc. You work at a McDonald's, you work in a restaurant, you work here, you work there. You should just be happy you have a job, right? It's funny how now, all of a sudden, it's, hey, those same people that would shit on you, look down on you. Let's just call it what it is. They look down on you. You go to someone's house, deliver some food. Someone's messed up on the food. It's funny how when you're in uniform, they get this little bit of courage that they don't have in their everyday life, typically at their own job, because they have a boss. But since you're in uniform, it's the one time they can talk to you a certain way that they may or may not talk to you if you weren't in uniform. But they look at you and they see, hey, you are so essential that we are going to keep putting you in danger unnecessarily. These fast food places don't need to be open. Delivery drivers, whether you do DoorDash or work for a company, they could probably go on. The customers go about their daily lives. Now, granted, those businesses may need to be open so they can continue funding, so they can continue having a business. But how do we all of a sudden become essential workers when, for all of society, you would make fun of these people behind your back and you wouldn't call them essential? You call them more of degrading people to society, people who are the opposite of essential. You're so replaceable. Anyone can do your job, which, by the way, you're probably not 100% wrong. There's a lot of people that can do those jobs, but a lot of people have too much pride to do them. A lot of people think they're essentially above it, which, you know what, I don't look at people differently who think they're above it. You know what? Even if that's the only job you get, if you were to be unemployed and work a job like that, hey man, that's up to you. But when you need something delivered to your house, like It's funny how all of a sudden we just, you know what, we're just going to have people deliver groceries to my house. I am so scared to go to the grocery store that I'm going to have this stranger drop off food from a grocery store and basically grocery shop for me and just bring it out my door. Even though typically these are probably the people that would say there's nothing to be scared of in the world. People are just scared of the world. But then you won't even go to the grocery store yourself. But you have no problem having an essential worker come bring you your food. And then what? And then what? You look at these people differently now. They're the same people as before. Oh, that's right. They are the same people as before. They are just as vital as before. But now that, since it affects you and directly impacts you, they're essential. The point I'm trying to get at here is that don't say people are essential. We all contribute to some to society, whether it's some on a bigger scale, smaller scale. Even if every single person in this world had a specific education, let's say everyone in this world had a bachelor's degree, you know what that would do? It would bring down the severity of what it means to have a bachelor's degree. It would dilute the more, because the same jobs are going to be available. Someone's going to do these other jobs. So looking down on people who you once considered inessential, but now are essential because of your convenience. The whole point is everyone is essential, and treat people as such. I'm not saying if someone is rude to you, and if someone's really rude to you for no reason, you know what? The job description goes out of the way. You know, you gotta treat it accordingly. But don't be out here saying we are all essential now that it's essential for you and your safety. Moral of the story is stop being an essential piece of shit hypocrite when it comes to what matters to people. Stop telling people, stop saying, who are you to say who is essential in this world and who is not? Because you know what? Someone has to do these jobs you consider essential. But before, you would not consider essential. So basically, fuck you. Where people are so essential, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw this in there. People are so essential and they are so important to you now. Well, not now because it's been a year, but during that period of time, they were so essential to you. They are so essential that you are willing to put their lives at risk for you to get some fucking fruit gushers for your kids. I'm not saying, but this message was essential.